One of the main knocks on Trump's campaign is, of course, that it's cult-like. It's cult-like. His following is cult-like at this late date. It's not like the guy who ran in 2015 and 2016 and sounded like a populist. It's not like he delivered on any of those economically populist promises. He was a very establishment Republican in terms of how he governed. And so whatever sort of appeal the campaign may have had in 2015 and 2016, that's been exposed, right? And so who are the people that remain, that are with him through all the ups and downs and all the legal problems and the attempt to overthrow the election and all that stuff? Keep it real. They're kind of unbalanced, and they're willing to overlook nearly any flaw, and is very cult-like. So Trump is aware of this. He's not unaware of this. And so now we're going to get, a peek under the hood here as to who's he surrounded by? Who even is on his campaign, right? Or who is creating fan videos for him? Well, he reposted this thing on Truth Social that I'm about to show you. And I got a couple ads here to show you because it's just getting more and more bizarre by the day. But let's watch this, and then I'll break it down for you why this is just mind-boggling what we're about to see.
What happens after Donald Trump wins? What's next for America? The economy booms. American energy is unleashed and an end to crushing taxes. The border is closed and the largest deportation in history is underway.
By the way, let's just pause to reflect on, it said 15 million illegals deported on this. You want to deport 15 million people? If you deport 15 million people, you're going to end up kicking out a lot of people who are law-abiding citizens who've been here for years and years and years. But they're fine with that. They want to do that. Okay.
No more wars as we focus on home. Law
no more wars. The guy was a warmonger when he was president. Jesus Christ.
Is restored. The American dream is back, and the best is yet to come. Make America great again.
Okay, so you might say, hey, that just seems like a normal MAGA ad, right? There's nothing crazy there. Well, if you pause at a certain moment when it says, what's next for America? Look at this. It says, industrial strength significantly increased, driven by the creation of a unified Reich. This is in the ad. This text is in the ad. Talking about a unified Reich. What's a unified Reich? Well, do I even need to spell it out for you? I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with it. You're educated. You know what that's Nazi Germany. They're talking about the creation of a unified Reich in a Donald Trump ad. Now, look, to be fair, I don't think he saw that. He didn't see that. It's kind of hard to see. You got to pause it at the right time, etc. But what does this show you? The people who are on his staff and who are around him, especially the younger ones, they're a lot more like Nick Fuentes than they are like Donald Trump. They're out-and-out Nazis, bro. You're going to put Unified Reich in the ad? Unified Reich. Okay, but we're just getting started. Trump also posted this ad. I think this is a spin on the, remember the DeSantis ad? It was like God made a warrior, God made a fighter, something like that. Trump releases God made Trump. Here we go.
And on June 14th, 1946, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God gave us Trump. God said, I need somebody willing to get up before dawn, fix this country, work all day, fight the Marxists, eat supper, then go to...
Fight the Marxists? Eat supper? What is this, 1952? Who says supper? It's called dinner, bitch. Supper? Fight the Marxists? What Marxists? Joe Biden's a Marxist? Merrick Garland's a... Who the fuck are you talking?
The Oval Office and stay past midnight at a meeting of the heads of state. So God made Trump. I need somebody with arms, strong enough to rustle the deep state, and yet gentle enough to deliver his own grandchild. Somebody to ruffle the feathers, tame cantankerous World Economic Forum, come home hungry, have to wait until the First Lady is done with lunch with friends, then tell the ladies to be sure and come back real soon, and mean it. So God gave us Trump. I need somebody who can shape an axe, but wield a sword, who had the courage to step foot in North Korea, who can make money from the tar of the sand, turn liquid to gold, who understands the difference between tariffs and inflation, will finish his 40-hour week by Tuesday noon, but then put in another 72 hours. So God made Trump. God had to have somebody willing to go into the den of vipers, call out the fake news for their tongues as sharp as a serpent's, The poison of vipers is on their lips, and yet stop. So God made Trump. God said, I need somebody who will be strong and courageous, who will not be afraid or terrified of the wolves when they attack, a man who cares for the flock, a shepherd to mankind who won't ever leave nor forsake them. I need the most diligent worker to follow the path and remain strong in faith and know the belief of God and country, somebody who's willing to drill, bring back manufacturing and American jobs, farm the lands, secure our borders, build our military, fight the system all day, and finish a hard week's work by attending church on Sunday. And then his oldest son turns and says,
He doesn't even go to church. What are you talking about? Oh my God.
Dad, let's make America great again. Dad, let's build back a country to be the envy of the world again. So God made Trump.
I don't understand how this appeals to anybody, bro. How does this appeal to anybody? How can somebody suck their own dick that hard and others look at it like, yeah, that's the guy. That looks really manly. That looks really leader-like. He's sucking himself off for nearly 3 minutes straight here. God made Trump. Homie, you have 88 criminal charges right now. You commit a felony before fucking breakfast. God made Trump. What? And I can't stand like, the line about the deep state. Again, this idea that he's like, oh, he's fighting the establishment, bro. He's anti-establishment and he's anti-war, bro. For the love of God, how many times do we have to go through it? Trump increased drone strikes 432%. For those of you who don't know, those drone strikes killed 90% the wrong people. He kept us in Iraq. He kept us in Afghanistan. He assassinated a top Iranian commander who was on the ground fighting ISIS. That's General Soleimani. He tried to coup Venezuela. He ripped up the Iran agreement, which of course made it so they're closer to a nuclear weapon and we're closer to a war with Iran, or Israel is also closer to a war with Iran. He wants war with Mexico, as he said repeatedly. He wants to go in there and use drone strikes and air power, go against the president, AMLO, in Mexico, and attack the drug cartels from the sky, declare war against Mexico. He armed Saudi Arabia as they did a genocide in Yemen, and then when the Senate tried to stop us arming them, he vetoed that and kept arming Saudi Arabia to do a genocide in Yemen. He did the Abraham Accords, and he moved the embassy to Jerusalem, which led to October 7th, the Hamas attack on October 7th, because the Palestinians were like, well, fuck you, we're going to fight back if you pretend like we don't exist. This is a guy who says we're going to ban socialists and communists from coming into the country. He just do flat-out fucking thought crimes. He doesn't believe in free speech at all. Not even close. He wants to extend the Muslim ban. He openly talked about that. Even when they bring up like, oh, he's going to bring back jobs or whatever in there. We lost 200,000 manufacturing jobs under this guy. 200,000. And now I got a million problems with Joe Biden, but we actually increased manufacturing jobs, 700,000 under Joe Biden. This guy destroyed the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is like the one government agency actually looking out for regular people. Actually saying, hey, this bank defrauded you. Let me cut you a check for $500 or whatever it might be. I know because I was one of those people who was defrauded and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau swept in and saved the day. Well, Trump destroyed that. He destroyed that. He sided with the predatory payday loan industry and dropped the regulations and the court cases into them. Why? Because that industry gave him $1 million for his inauguration. He took $100 million from Sheldon Adelson on 2 separate occasions to do his bidding and let him control the Israeli foreign policy. Again, what are we talking about here? This motherfucker says he wants to suspend the Constitution. What am I going to do with this, man? Look, again, I was the guy who was understanding in 2015 and 2016, hey, there are non-bigoted reasons for some people to support Trump. I understand that. I see that. As time has gone on, the other reasons to support Trump, poof, they've disappeared. All that's left is an establishment, conservative, Republican hack and a criminal. That's all that's left. And if you look at a guy like that, it's, oh, God made Trump. God. That means you have nothing. You have nothing to actually stand on. The last resort of a charlatan and a con man and a fraud is, yeah, well, God's with me, bro. God's with me, bro. Fuck out of here. How many times have we heard politics? Mike Huckabee said God was with him. Rick Santorum said God was with him. Michelle Bachmann. All the biggest freaks and con men in the world were the ones who said, oh yeah, God's with me. I just can't say it. Don't fall for the cult bullshit. And then if you do, you can't be upset when people laugh at you, when people mock you, when people don't take you seriously. This is not fucking serious. Not remotely. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.